haircuts. For some families, it's just a quick errand. But for so many others, it is a major source of stress. If you're a parent of a child with sensory sensitivities, I bet you know exactly what I'm talking about. The struggle is so real. So in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly why haircuts can be so incredibly overwhelming and give you a really practical, step-by-step guide to make the whole experience calmer for everyone. Okay, let's just dive right in by acknowledging what this is really like. Because if you've ever felt totally exhausted or alone in this, trust me, you're not. Does this sound at all familiar? Yeah, this is a feeling shared by so many parents. It's that pit in your stomach before the appointment, the tension you can cut with a knife in the salon, and just the emotional exhaustion afterward. This quote really it hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? And that's the thing, isn't it? It's not just a haircut. That stress, it doesn't just stay with the child. It radiates out to you, to the stylist. Everyone feels it. But here's the good news, and I really want you to hear this. It can get better. With a little understanding of what's really going on and with a few new tools in your playbook, you can absolutely change this whole story. So if we want to find a solution, we first have to get to the root of the problem. And let's be clear, this isn't about a child being naughty or difficult. This is about biology. It's all about how their brain is trying to process the world around them. So, put really simply, a sensory challenge just means the brain's internal filter is having a hard time. It might be letting in way too much information or maybe not enough. For a lot of kids, a trip to the salon is kind of like turning every single one of their sensory dials up to the absolute maximum, all at the same time. Let's really break this down because it's fascinating when you look at it. Think about touch. For a child with sensitivities, that light graze of a comb or those itchy little hairs falling on their neck, it can feel genuinely painful. Now, auditory, the constant, loud buzz of clippers can be an absolute nightmare. Visual, you've got bright fluorescent lights, you've got movement everywhere you look in the mirrors. Then olfactory, the strong smells of shampoos and sprays. And finally, vestibular, that's our sense of balance. Tilting their head back in a strange sync can feel completely disorienting and just unsafe. It's a total sensory assault. And this right here, this is the most important shift in perspective you can make. When a child's brain gets flooded with that much negative sensory input, it triggers a primal fight or flight response. The crying, the kicking, trying to escape, that's their body's automatic reaction to what it thinks is a real threat. It's survival mode. It is not a choice. It's a reaction, not a tantrum. Just understanding that is half the battle. So now let's get into the other half, the action plan. And believe it or not, this all starts long before you ever step foot in the salon. Preparation really is everything. First, try to find the right environment. So many stylists now are trained for sensory needs. Some will even come right to your home. Next, a no-pressure, dry run to the salon just to say hi can work wonders. It demystifies the place. And at home, you can use social stories or even role-play a haircut to make the whole thing predictable. When you take away that fear of the unknown, it's a total game changer. And here's a super simple but incredibly powerful tip. The word cut. Think about it from a kid's very literal perspective. It can be a genuinely frightening word. Just switching your language to something a little softer, like trim or style, can immediately lower their anxiety. It's a small change with a big impact. Okay, so you've done all that amazing prep work. You're ready. So what happens on the actual day of the appointment when you're in the chair? Well, this is where your in-the-moment strategies and your sensory toolkit are gonna shine. Think of this as creating a little bubble of comfort in what can be an overwhelming space. Deep pressure, like from a weighted lap pad, can be incredibly grounding. Bringing a familiar towel or cape from home provides a comforting touch and smell. Distractions are key, obviously. And sound-dampening headphones, they can turn that jarring buzz into a much more manageable hum. And specific tools and technology can make a huge difference. On the left here, you can see ultra-quiet clippers. These things are designed to dramatically reduce that loud, jarring buzz that is such a huge trigger for so many kids. And on the right, that's a vibrating massage brush. Using something like this on the scalp before the cut starts can provide this calming, deep pressure that helps desensitize the area, preparing it for the new feeling of a comb or scissors. Let's look at a few more of these in-the-moment techniques. A quick shoulder massage gives that calming, deep pressure we keep talking about. Making sure your child's feet are planted firmly on the floor or even just having them sit on your lap gives them a real sense of security. Oral input, like from a lolly or some chewy candy, is actually very regulating for the nervous system. And finally, a pro tip. Dress them in a zip-up or button-down shirt. It makes cleanup a breeze and helps you avoid that dreaded moment of pulling an itchy, hair-filled shirt over the rat. So, with all these strategies and tools, it's really important to remember what the ultimate goal is here. It's not about getting a perfect haircut right away. It's about progress. It's a journey. And this is so crucial to remember. Maybe today, a huge success is just walking into the salon, saying hello, and then leaving. And that's amazing. Maybe next time, it's sitting in the chair for 30 seconds. You have to celebrate every single one of those small victories, because each one is a huge step on the path to calm. And honestly, this might be the most powerful piece of advice in this whole thing. Give yourself and your child permission to just stop. It's okay. Forcing them through a traumatic experience is only going to make the fear worse next time. Honoring their resistance and trying again on a better day, that's how you build trust. That's how you show them they are safe with you. So the whole point of this is to turn this knowledge into action. As you think about your next haircut experience, please don't feel like you have to do everything at once. Just pick one. What's one new strategy you can try next time? Is it going to be bringing a weighted lap pad, trying a social story, or maybe just simply changing your language from cut to trim? Taking that one new step, that is how big change begins.